So here we are in February. It's the love month. I notice all the red around the room. It looks adorable. But the theme for February is be still and know. Be still and know. And last week we talked about taking time for ourselves, taking time out to stop and smell the roses, carving out our own personal Sabbath time for ourselves on a regular basis and staying true to it. So this week we're talking about celebrating the journey. Yay! Of course, because it's Vision's 9th anniversary. Yay. Amazing, right? We're heading into double digits. Yay. But I think that's what our lives are about. Our lives are about celebrating the journey. It's not just for like one thing. We're forever celebrating the journey, If we get out of the fear, and we get out of the longing, and we get out of the attachments, and we get out of the illusions of limitation and separation and suffering, we get to understand that our lives are really this journey of awakening. And we can lay that other stuff down. It is a celebration. Our very life is a celebration. It is such a precious gift. And we are here to just, squeeze all the juice out of it. Get everything that we can from it. And really, it's a one-time offer, I mean, we're just not going to get to do this time, this way. I mean, this is it, It's not a dress rehearsal. So we don't want to blow it by being afraid and acting small and staying in our little cocoon. There are questions that we ask in financial freedom class, right? Yeah, Marianne's teaching it this term. Financial freedom class asks questions like, if money were no consideration, what would you devote your life to? Or what would you do with your life if you knew you couldn't fail? And these are great questions, and they get people to focus in on what's really, really important in their lives, what they're really passionate about. And that's a real important process, to ask those kinds of questions to get us to point ourselves the way to our own passion. When we start talking about this stuff and we get all animated and we get all excited, and if, money were no object, I'd do this and this and this, and it really focuses us in on the things that are really important to us. And yet we know that life is a balance of being and doing, right? Being and doing. So it's not all about doing. We have to do the being part too. And we talked about that in the last couple of weeks. We talked about that in January. It's important to be still and to know before we go out and do, right? We don't just run around doing, helter-skelter, because a lot of times we're just kind of rearranging the conditions. It's all we're doing is just rearranging the conditions. So what we know is we get still first. We get still, we go within, we get clarity. We gain direction in our spiritual practice of visioning and meditation and contemplation, so that we know what to do when it's time to do something. We are guided to do those things that are for us to do, and we're guided to do them wisely. And then we get to celebrate those paths that we have chosen, because we've chosen them awake and aware. There is always, always, always something to celebrate about being alive. There's just always something to celebrate. Last week I talked about all the stuff that happened the first week of February, right? Groundhog's Day. Yay, we could celebrate that. Giant Rodent Day, There was St. Bridget's Day, right? The Celtic goddess of fertility. There was Imbolc, which is another festival of the midway point between the winter solstice and the spring equinox. There's Candlemas, which represented the presentation of Jesus in the temple, after the ritual of purification. There's all kinds of things that we celebrated that first week. And now here we are in the second week, and we had Fat Tuesday, right, just this past week, and then Ash Wednesday, the beginning of Lent. The Lenten season is used in the liturgical calendar as a time of repentance, a time to go within and to give up the outward pleasures, and maybe give up some luxury item. I don't know. As a child, I always wanted to give up broccoli. My mother wouldn't let me. But we have our own version of it in New Thought. We think of Lent a little different. We think of it as Lent. Let's entertain new thoughts. Right? Let's entertain new thoughts. So that's what we do here. And so we can use this time, this 40-day period, to try on something. It's not about giving up or denying ourselves something as much as it is maybe entertaining a new thought, practicing the principles, proving one of these principles of religious science to our own satisfaction. It can be a 40-day experiment for us in doing our affirmations and proving these principles. But again, it all starts with getting clear. It all starts with getting clear in our spiritual practice, in our meditation, in our visioning, and knowing what it is we would manifest. Knowing what it is we would manifest next. So we have to come clear with that, and that's really what our spiritual practice is for. Everything begins in mind, yes? Oh, thank God. Everything begins in mind. Everything in the external world, that is the last link in the chain of manifestation. You know, when it shows up in the physical world, that's it. That's the end product. Everything begins in mind. Napoleon Hill said this. He said, if the thing you wish to do is right and you believe in it, go ahead and do it. Put your dream across and never mind what they, and he used quotes, never mind what they say if you meet with temporary defeat. For they perhaps do not know that every failure brings with it the seed of an equivalent success. I love that part. Doesn't matter how many times we fail at something. Each failure brings with it the seed of an equivalent success. I love that. And Ernest Holmes said this in the Science of Mind textbook. He said, the answer to the prayer is in the prayer when it is prayed. It's already there. The belief of the one praying sets in motion the law of love, which is the fundamental law of the universe. We are denied nothing. We are denied nothing. The universe is built on love. Its great impulsion is love. The great propulsion is the law. And the universe denies us nothing. That's perfect. That is perfect balance. So here we are, right, in Vision. We're celebrating our ninth anniversary. And Vision was a product of visioning. That's kind of cool. Anyway, but it came as a process. We caught the vision. Each one of us caught that vision. And together, we started doing the work of manifesting it. We started doing those little tiny penguin steps because that is the way it works, right? Ernest Holmes always said, treat and move your feet. Pray to get clear and then do what's in front of you to do. And that's what we did. You know, we could have sat around in prayer, and we could have sat around visioning and catching hold of the vision and getting excited about the future and then doing nothing, right? And then it would have just faded away, or somebody else would have caught hold of it, and it would have manifested somewhere else. The thought has to be followed by some sort of commitment and action on our part. That's the balance between the being and the doing. Look at this thing that we have here was wanting to be born through us. And here we are celebrating 9 years of it. Oh, and there we were, weren't we? Sitting around praying, oh my God, I hope this works. No, we weren't really saying that, but we were several people sitting around not knowing what the hell we were doing, I can tell you that, but with a clear vision of what was to be. We had a clear vision, you know. It was kind of like the scene out of those old Little Rascals shows. Remember the Our Gang comedy, you know, where it's like, hey, Spanky, come on. Me and you and Alfalfa put a show on in our backyard. And it was sort of like that in the beginning. Let's play. We'll throw the sheet over the clothesline. And we're going to do a center for spiritual living. It was like that in the beginning. It really was. It was John Kirko and Paul Hemmerling and TK. You were there in the very beginning on our interim board. And, you know, and each one of us had a part of it. We each had that idea. We had that vision. Even the name Vision came through visioning. I love that story. That was hilarious. You know, I was in my own meditation process, and I saw the word vision, and I saw the two little lines on the V, and I thought, oh my God, that's gorgeous. And I got to work, and I said to Kirko, I think I know the name of the new center. And he said, what? And I said, and I wrote it on the whiteboard. I wrote vision with the two little lines. And he got up and he walked out of the room, and I went, oh my God, did I insult him? I was like, you know, like, what was the problem here? And he came back with his paper from the visioning that he had attended separate and apart, and he held it up, and there's the same thing. And I went, Oh my God, talk about a name whose time has come. So it was amazing. It was amazing, this demonstration of this one mind through visioning, through contemplation. It was just amazing. But the visioning alone would not have manifested it. The prayer work alone would not have manifested it. It had to be followed by action. And it was action not only by that original core council, that interim core, and John and myself, but from every single person who signed on that charter. Every single person that signed their name on that original charter caught hold of that vision. And they did the work that we needed to do. They did the steps. They did the little penguin steps. And here we are 9 years later. And we've opened the doors wider and wider, and we've grown, and we've welcomed more people into the celebration called Vision. And now here we are celebrating 9 years of this journey. Ernest Holmes in Creative Mind said this. He said, "The storehouse of nature is filled with infinite good, awaiting the touch of our awakened thought to spring forth into manifestation in our life. But the awakening must be on our part and not on the part of life. We stand at the gateway of limitless opportunities in the eternal and changeless now. Now is the day in which to begin the new life that is to lift us up to the greater expression of all that is wonderful. The word that we speak is the law of our life, and nothing hinders it but ourselves. We have, through our ignorance of our own real nature, misused the power of the word. And behold what it has brought upon us, the very thing we fear. But now we shall produce a new thing, a new heaven and a new earth." And that's what our life is. It is a journey of awakening. It's awakening to this, that the universe holds nothing against us. It is only our own limited thought and limited sight and fear and illusion of separation from our good that keeps us separated from our good. The universe holds nothing against us, holds nothing from us. So a lot of what our work is to push through the unknown, to stand and face our fears and do it anyway. Grab onto that vision, to that dream, and push through it and do it anyway. Risk looking like a fool. My God, how many times have we already looked like fools? Does it really matter at this point? That train has already left the station, folks. I've looked like an idiot any number of times in my life, and I will again before it's all over. It doesn't matter, failing and falling and getting up and trying again. Because of what Napoleon Hill said, every failure brings with it the seed of equivalent success. We know we are guaranteed success. See those questions that I talked about that we asked in Financial Freedom about what would you do if you knew you couldn't fail, and what do you do if money was no object? They're not really questions. They're promises. They're affirmations. Spirit does not give us a vision without giving us the ability to make it manifest. It must come to pass. And how much happier would we be if we really, really knew that? If we did not even doubt that, not for a minute. How much happier would we be if we really believed we didn't fail? So even if we did fail, we'd stand up and go, whatever. I learned a great way not to do it. It's what it is. Every day would be a celebration. There would be no doubt, no fear holding us back. There would be no worry that, oh my God, what will they think of me? Who cares what they think of you? The fact is they're not thinking of you anyway. They're busy thinking of themselves and hoping they don't look like fools. It all works out, you see? The thing, one of the things that holds us back, I swear, one of the things is that fear of perfection, right? You know what it is. I don't want to do it because I can't do it perfectly. I don't want to do it at all. It's a ridiculous thing. Perfectionism is another form of self-sabotage, right? If it's not going to be perfect, I don't want to do it. I don't want to sign my name to it if it's not gorgeous and wonderful and perfect. It's a form of self-fear and self-sabotage. I think it was Elizabeth Gilbert who said, perfectionism is just fear in really good shoes. That's all it is. The idea that if we don't get it perfect, it's not worth doing, condemns so many really good ideas from coming into manifestation. You know, who's got that book in their desk that they're really going to finish someday and submit to that author? You know, I mean, submit to their publisher. Who's got the painting that's half done that they won't finish because it's not coming out just perfect? Like, I do it anyway. Push through it. You know that Bible quote in Matthew 5:48, it says, "Be ye therefore perfect, even as your Father which is in heaven is perfect." Yeah, I like that. Except, of course, the Hebrew definition of that word was not perfect, it was becoming. It was becoming. We are becoming. Okay? So it's about the journey. It's not about the destination. It's about living while we live. Every step on our path can be joyous if we choose it. Every step on our path can be a dance. Right? What is that? You know, one step, two steps forward, one step back. It's not a mistake, it's a cha-cha, right? I mean, well, you know, make it what you will, you know? It's celebrating the journey of our life is what we are here to do. Each one of us has a life. And it's worthy of celebrating. It's a marvelous gift. It's a unique, individualized gift, custom made just for you. Never before and never again has there been a you. There never will be one again. You want to use all your you-ness. You know, use it all up. We are all on this journey of becoming. And so we have to push through the pain of self-doubt. We have to push through the fear. We have to push through the illusion of separation. I know Michael Beckwith always says we're pushed by the pain until we're pulled by the vision. We have to do that. We have to be pulled by the vision. And when we get that vision through our spiritual practice, through our visioning and meditation and contemplation, we catch hold of that vision. We start making those steps because Spirit provides an opportunity for us to take that step. A door is opened. Coincidence happens. We meet somebody who knows somebody who does something that, you know, leads you down that road. Whatever. When we suit up, show up, and keep saying yes, things happen. We get the vision, things start to come together. The vision gains traction. And then we reach the, oh my God, this is going to happen stage, right? Where things actually start coming together in the physical world, in the world of manifestation, and you go, it's really starting to happen. And then we keep moving, and we keep taking those little baby steps, and it's like, oh my God, we're really doing this thing. Oh my God, we're really doing this thing. I can't believe they trusted me to do this thing. You know, holy mackerel, we're really doing this thing. And then there are crossroads, right? Crossroads come up where people take another path, or they go someplace else, or they recommit, right? It's all part of the process. We keep moving in the direction. Then there are times of reevaluating. Do we know what we're doing? Do we like what we're doing? Do we want to continue doing what we're doing? There's a whole bunch of questions that comes up, right? There's a time of reevaluating, recommitting, and achieving. And once that goal is achieved, what? Make another one. The next one is right on the other side of that door. You know, with every completion comes a new beginning. Right on the other side of that door, every completion comes with another beginning. That is the journey of our lives. That is the journey. And that's what we celebrate. We don't celebrate the accomplishments as much as we celebrate the becoming, the journey. And what great fun it is. I mean, think of it. It is the highs and the lows, the comedy and the drama and the melodrama. You could do without the melodrama. You know, but all of it, you know, the entire ride, every moment is worth it. It is the journey of becoming. It is the celebration of our lives. If not now, when? If not you, who? This is our time to celebrate our isness. I love that. Our isness. This is who and what we are. We are on this journey of becoming. Let's celebrate the journey every step of the way. It doesn't have to be a super special holiday. It doesn't have to be Christmas every day. It doesn't have to be Easter. Every day is a celebration. Every morning you wake up and you go, I'm alive. It's a celebration. You know, you're in a comfy bed. You've got a roof over your head. You've got breakfast on the table. Oh, my God, it's a celebration. Let's celebrate marmalade. Yay. You know, or whatever. Everything is a celebration. Ernest Holmes said this in The Power of an Idea. He said, enthusiasm reaches out with joy. There is nothing depressing about it. It reaches out in faith. There is no fear in it. It reaches out in acceptance. There is no doubt in it. And it reaches out as a child. There is no uncertainty about it. Enthusiasm is a joyful trust in life, a happy outlook, a complete assurance and confidence that there is a power within us greater than we are, and we may use it. You've heard him say that, right? Several times. And he goes on to say, it should be our purpose to awaken this joy in us again and enter into the game of living, not sitting on the sidelines as though we were isolated, but on the field ourselves. It is God's enthusiasm, and it becomes ours on acceptance. That's what we are here to do. We're here to celebrate every day, every moment. Celebrate those small moments, those small victories, those great accomplishments. Celebrate the goals. Celebrate the failures, because we learn one more way how not to do that thing. Celebrate every moment of the journey, because it is about the journey. It's not about the destination. There is no there. There isn't. It's about who we love, what we do, what we give, how we grow, all along the way, and who we help all along the way. So that's what I'm charging you with this week. Be still and know. The theme for the month, be still and know. Go within. Do your meditation, do your visioning, come to clarity, and then start taking those penguin steps. Start walking toward that dream that you know you have, that thing that's in your mind that you know you can do. Spirit put it there itself. And Spirit would never give it to you without a way to make it happen, make it manifest. So that's my charge to you this week. Make it manifest. Take those penguin steps. Push through the pain, lean on the faith, and get it done. Thank you so much.